Now, this is a common problem. What I want you to do, guys, is if you do struggle with screwing it up at the weekend, I want you to tell me in the comments below what your biggest struggle with the weekend in particular is. Hey, Dean, how we doing? Hope you're well. So put in the comments what your biggest struggle over the weekend is, and we can see if A, the training addresses it, and if not, I can add it into the training and I can answer your questions as we go along. I'm just going to clean my camera. A bit of housekeeping there. So get your comments in. I will wait for those to come up. I'll wait for a few people to turn up. And we've got a few guys already on, which is great. So if you're watching this back on a replay, give us a hashtag replay so that I know that you've watched it. And again, tell me what your biggest struggles are for the weekends. Yeah, because the truth is, I've been there when it all goes wrong. You know, the weekend for me used to be a time where I would overindulge. You know, that would be the time when normally things would go well during the week, and we'll cover that in a bit. But it'd all go wrong at the weekend, and I'd go for the biggest burger. It would be a reward for my hard day during, or hard work during the week. And it'd be the time when I have the double patty burgers. It'd be a time when I had the extra pudding cake with the photographic evidence to prove it there. Yeah, and that was an all too regular occurrence. And yet the diet, you know, the diet and the beer. But the beer, Gary, we're going to cover that. Yeah, so albeit I've now eliminated beer from my intake, I can seriously eat, and you can deal with the chaos, so you get over the weekend. You know, whether, and these are me pictures 43 and 44, you're up 41 and 43, so 43 on the, or 40, I'm trying to remember, 2017 on the 41 on the left, 43 on the right. Yeah, and that's with the weekend indulgence and overcoming that as well. Because I, like anybody, love a good pizza. I love a good burger. I had a burger the other day, you know, and it's just how you manage it. And you can still have the pizza, you can still have the burger, you can still have the beer, and achieve your goals. Okay, whether you're after the six pack, whether you're after the big muscles, whatever it is, if you're just after being fitter, leaner, more energetic. Yep. So what is the biggest issue? You know, I know Gary Whitbread's already said the diet and the beer, but what specifically about that, Gary, is the issue? You know, is it you know, when does the diet go wrong? Is it after the beer? Is it the morning after? Is it the fact that you hit the takeaway on the way home? You know, the good old the kebab shop stop on the way home. Is it the fact that you raid the fridge after you've had a beer? You know, what is it in particular? Not sticking to healthy. Right. Okay. Well, we can deal with that as well. And first and foremost, you know, a lot of the frustration comes about because most guys, a lot of guys are like a Zen ninja when it's on the weekdays. You know, you've got structure, you've got routine, and you're in the mindset that you've got to get up the next day for work, and you may have a beer, but generally in the main, it's like, right, I've got to be up at 5 a.m. I've got to be up at 6 a.m., whatever it is. I've got a busy day at work and I'm on it. I'm doing well. And during the week seems to like, it just rolls on tracks, unless you've got some form of, you know, business meetings or whatever in the pub. And the easy fix to that one is don't fucking organize them for the pub. Organize them for somewhere else, and drive. Yeah, if that's the way, that, you know, I can't make it any more simpler than that. If you've got a business meeting, do it on Zoom, do it in the park, drive to the meeting so you can't drink, etc. Yep. Right. So you're a Zen ninja. It goes right at the weekends, weekdays, but then come the weekend, Friday night, you feel like a break. As it comes to the evening, you finish the week. It's a reward, and all of a sudden, the weekend turns into a car crash. You have a beer, you have a takeaway. Friday night, it all goes wrong, and then it just spirals, avalanches out of control, and before you know it, Saturday and Sunday are just write-offs, and then you're looking to start again at the week on Monday, and you're absolutely gutted. You don't know why you've done it. You told yourself you wouldn't do it. You chastise yourself, and it feels as though you're just self-sabotaging. You sat on the end of a log, you're cutting the branch, and it's a 20-foot drop down towards the floor, and you're quite happy to do it, knowing what the impact is going to be. And you might as well just hit your head against the brick wall. But when you bust through the brick wall, you just find a wall of concrete waiting as your next hurdle. And you just repeat the week after week after week after week. And it's the same shit. And no matter how good you are during the week, it comes a cropper at the weekend. But there is a way, guys. There is a way that we can do this. And we've got some red hot, nice, simple principles that you can follow. So just let me know if you are ready for these principles, because these are going to unlock some simple ways. And not only with the principles, we've got some tactics to go with these as well. Okay, some great tactics to go with these. So the first one, and I'm going to break this down for you, is to act like a pro. Yeah, you've got to act like a pro. I've said on numerous occasions that you can't expect Champions League results whilst operating at a Sunday League level. Yeah, just not possible. So you've got to act like a professional. If you want to play a championship level standard, you've got to adopt a championship level mindset. Simple as that. Yeah, you can't just be going, oh, it's the weekend. I feel like letting myself off. It's a Friday night. You've got to have some systems in place. So first and foremost, if you want to act like a pro, then have a routine. Yeah, have a routine. I'm not saying it has to be rigid. I'm not saying it has to be as structured as the week. And I've said this before, and I'll continue to say it. Have an idea of what you're doing. Have a reason to get up on Saturday and Sunday morning, because that'll stop you. Or if you have a reason to get up on Saturday and Sunday morning, i.e. you're going out for a run, you've arranged with a mate to go on a bike ride, whatever it is, you've arranged to take the kids out at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning, the chances of you staying up late and going out drinking with the boys is minimal, because you don't want to feel like shit in the morning. B, you don't want to let the other people down that you've arranged to meet on the Saturday morning. So set yourself little targets. Set yourself some accountability in the mornings that forces you to get out of bed, which will have you going to bed earlier without too much drink. Yeah. Right. Your behaviors need to align with your goals. So what I'm saying to you here is not manage your expectations. What I'm saying to you here is get an emotional attachment to your goal. What is your long-term goal? I'm saying to here, Gary, what is your long-term goal? Yeah. What are you trying to achieve, and why are you trying to achieve it? So if you want to drop 3 stone just for the sake of dropping 3 stone, then the chances of ever really getting there and saying no to something that's tempting and resisting temptation is very minimal. Whereas if you were, right, I want to drop 3 stone because that's going to stop me from having a heart attack, so I'll live an extra 5 years. And with those 5 years, I can see the kids grow up and watch them walk down the aisle and see them getting married. And I can run around and I can take them to the park and I can go swimming with them without making excuses. Then that's probably going to help you to to get to where you want to get to. So you've got to have that emotional attachment. The next one is you've got to play the game. And what I mean by that, what I mean by playing the game is you've got to do the things required to get to where you want to get to. You've got to play the rules of the game. There's no point in playing a game of football or a game of rugby and wanting to win by 2-0 or 2 tries to nil. You don't focus on getting the tries. You focus on what it takes to get the try or to get the goal. So if you're playing rugby, then you focus on the rucks, you focus on the mauls, you focus on the passing, you focus on hitting the gaps, you focus on the tackling. You don't just will it to happen. You don't go, right, we want to score 2 tries, and all of a sudden those 2 tries magically appear. You've got to focus on the processes required to make those things come true. To make them happen. And then manage your expectations. And what I mean by that one is if you do have a routine and you do plan and you know you're going on a fucking stag do to Budapest that weekend, then have an idea that it's going to go out of the window. There's no point in being on a goal, being on a mission, being on a diet or whatever. And this weekend is the first weekend when pubs are open. At the time of filming this, it's what, 17th of April on Saturday. Prince Philip's bloody funeral at 3 p.m. It looks like it's going to be a nice day. You can drink outside. First weekend that pubs have been open. Most guys are probably going to go throw caution to the wind. And even if you told yourself you were going to be good this weekend, chances are you're not. There's going to be barbecues. You're allowed around people's back gardens again. It's got car crash written all over it. So sometimes you just have to accept the fact that it's going to be a car crash. And be a professional about it and be a grown-up about it. Right. So that's Act Like a Pro. The next one is Preempt the Problem. And it kind of touches back to what I've just talked about. Look for the issue coming up. Have you got an invite round to somebody's house? Are they a heavy drinker? Are they a big barbecue guy and they're going to throw loads of meat at you? Is there going to be temptation everywhere? Because if there is, then what are you going to do to deal with it? So forecast things out. At the start of the week, when you are planning things out, when it comes right Friday night, it's Dave's poker night round at Dave's house. And, he's a drinker. He likes to get the crisps in. He's got fucking cans of full fat Coke everywhere. Even though I don't drive, but I'm driving, it's still going to be a bit of a nightmare to navigate. What do I need to do? What do I need to do? And then have a recovery plan in place as well. So not only are you forecasting and preempting in the mind what you can do to get around the problem, you're having a recovery plan. So when the shit does hit the fan and it goes wrong, then what do you need to do to recover from that problem? What questions do you have in your mind that can re-trigger you to get back on track and not fuck it all off for the rest of the weekend? And therefore you minimize the damage. And then just focus back on the process. My plan is retire at 55, be fit enough to do the stuff and explore. Yes, Dean, exactly. Which is a great plan. And it's like, what do you want to do? Get specifics into the detail. What is it you want to do whilst you're retired? I'm just looking over there because that's where my phone is. Explore what? Do what stuff? Get clear, get focused in your mind on what it is you want. Focus on the processes then of what it is you need to do to get there. And then every time you do something, whether you do it well or whether you don't do it well, have an after action review. Have a process that you go through, yet another process of what happened. look at the facts and deal with the facts only. The thing is, chances are, when we have an incident which we don't agree with, i.e., we drink loads of beer, we feel bad about ourselves, we realize we've fucked up, what happens is we throw our teddy bear in the corner, the 5-year-old in us takes over, we suck on our dummies, and we sulk. You get emotional about it, you get angry, you get pissed off with yourself, and you deal yourself a problem. Yeah, because you end up eating another burger, you eat a bag of chips, you go for the stodgy food. So, simple questions. Questions are the steering wheel of the mind. Yeah, the better your questions are, the better your answers will be. So, simple questions. What actually happened? Well, I drank 10 pints and I was only meaning to drink 4. Okay. What's the impact of that? Well, it means I've drank about an extra 1,500 calories more than what I was meant to do. Okay. What can I do about that? Yeah. And if I was to do it again, what would I do differently? Well, I wouldn't drink the fucking 6 extra pints. I'd say no to the person who asked me. I'd probably kick them in the teeth for asking me, or tell them beforehand, I'm only having 4 tonight, guys. Or drive. Yeah. Offer to be the person that drives. And then if it might be the fact that if I was to do this again, would I do it differently? No, I had a great time. I enjoyed every second of it. And I wouldn't change it for the world. Fine, move on. Yeah. And then if I was to do it differently, then what do I need to do to learn from this? Yeah. What do I need to do? So, what lessons would you take away and implement in the future? And that's all part of the after action review. Now, this is just a short list of questions. I've got fucking a gazillion different questions in my question bank. Yeah. And these are just a few, but you should always be asking yourself questions. And stay clear when you're talking about emotional questions which come after you've done something wrong. Stay clear of the why question, simply because you probably won't be able to answer it, which will frustrate you. Yeah, why did you do that? Oh, I don't know. And then you get, oh, why did I do that? You get so annoyed with yourself that you work yourself into a frenzy. So stay clear of the why question. The why brings out emotions. There's a time to use the why question, but it's not after you've done something wrong. Okay. So the what's, the where's, the who's, the how's, the which, that kind of thing. That's what you want to be using. Okay. So that's the after action review. Nice and simple. Write it down. Get a pen and paper. Learn from it. Reread it, and you can go back to it. Right. So weekend tactics. Tactic number 1 is borrow your calories. Yeah, calorie borrowing. Now, this is a very, very simple concept. So if you were to have 2,500 calories every day, and here we are, Monday through the rest of the week, and just forecast forward, this is where that forecast comes in and goes, right, we're going for a birthday party on Saturday. So I'm going to go from 2,500 to 3,500 on Saturday. Yeah, well, if I take 100, 1,000, 500 off Friday and 500 off Sunday, then it's going to stop me fucking around on Friday and Saturday, and it's going to give me a little bit more to play with on the Saturday. Can you see that? Can you see how that works? Yeah, so by borrowing from the other days of the weekend, then you can add it to the day that you're going to do the damage, and just accept the fact you're going to do the damage. And then you know that if you are tracking your calories, then you can do something about it. If you take it from the week, then the chances are that you're going to overindulge over the whole weekend, and you may do more harm than good, and you may push yourself more than what you intended to do. Okay. So look to take it on the weekend from the days either side of the day you're going to do the damage. That is the best advice. If you want to take 500 from each of the days of the week. So these were all 2,000, which basically give you an extra 2,000, and you wanted to do a Friday and a Saturday, then so be it. Yeah. As long as this calorie total for the week is equaling what it is you want it to, yeah, then it doesn't really matter how it goes over the week. What I would say though with that is remember that structure and routine work massively when it comes to long-term sustainability. If you start eating like a rabbit during the week and then blow it all at the weekend, then you are setting yourself up for some form of disordered eating, which isn't healthy, and it's not exactly a grown-up way to go about things. Okay, so use this tactic sparingly. Calorie borrowing, remember that one. Right, on the day you're going to do the damage. So, say for instance, we're here on the Saturday, you're going to do 3,500 calories. Calorie borrowing is then supplemented by what are called deposits through the day. So you're going to go out drinking at night and you're going to go, right, chances are we're going to have about 8 pints, we're going to have a kebab or a curry, and that's probably going to be about 2,500 calories. Yeah. What I've got then is I've got 1,000 calories for the rest of the day to play with. So I'm going to eat lots of vegetables and light fruits, berries, apples, oranges. I'm going to eat lots of green veg, spinach, broccoli, cauliflower, sprouts, that kind of thing. Enough to keep you full, but very, very light on calories. And make sure your foods are if you're going to have a meal, make them protein rich. So have like a chicken breast with a boatload of broccoli, for example. Yeah, it'll probably come to about 500 calories and it'll keep you full for a long, long time. Don't starve yourself if you're going out for a drink. Don't starve yourself over the day, because what will happen is you'll go into your drinking session having had nothing to eat. The beer or the booze will go straight to your head, straight in the bloodstream. You'll get drunk, you'll do stupid things, and it'll all go out the window. So during that day, work it out. Remember the forecasting. Yeah, forecasting. 2,500 calories on booze and curry in the evening. Cool. That gives me 500 to 1,000 to play with during the day. Protein, lots of vegetables, berries, yogurts, and Proteala style skyr yogurt things are great, and drink loads and loads of water. Yeah, loads and loads of water. And then tactic number 3 is damage limitation. So accept the fact that things are going to go wrong. The problem is when you have booze, your inhibition's lower. So you're more likely to do things you wouldn't normally do when you've had a drink, which is fine. But, when you've had a drink, if you're out and about, you're probably going to hit the takeaway on the way home, get the taxi, get the good old kebab pillow. So your kebab or your chip shop pillow, where you'll take it home and you'll just sleep on it and then eat it in the morning or whatever, put it in the microwave. Or is that just stuff I used to do? Swerve the takeaway. A pizza late at night can add another 3,000 calories onto your weekly intake. It's a ridiculous amount of calories. And although you could probably get away with it when you were 25 years old, now that you're probably 40 plus, the chances of getting away with it are minimal. So just stay clear. Stay absolutely clear. When you get home, ban yourself from going into the kitchen. There is no need to go into the kitchen. Have a bottle of water upstairs by your bed, ready to go. Do not go into the kitchen. If you go into the kitchen, you will go into the fridge, you will eat, munch, cupboards, munch, and you will do some serious damage. That's when the biscuits come out. That's when the chocolate comes out, the popcorn, the crisps. You turn Netflix on, you watch a fucking box set of something whilst eating some junk and maybe even getting the next beer out. or some peanuts, Dean, or some peanuts. And then dodge the stodge. So the day after, whether it be a Saturday or a Sunday, the bacon butty with loads of bread, the full English breakfast to cure the hangover, the air of the dog. Is it really necessary? Yeah. Is it really necessary? When your body is full of toxins, i.e. junk food and alcohol, the body wants to get rid of that stuff as quick as it can. Yeah. Number one thing your body will do is to get rid of toxins and fight disease. That's the number one thing your body wants to do. It wants to be healthy. So whilst it's doing that stuff, whilst it's fighting the disease and it's getting rid of the toxins, it's not doing other things such as burning fat, processing food very well, so on and so forth, repairing your damaged body. Yeah. So it's going to focus on being fit and healthy so it can do its other things properly. So if you're then filling your face full of shite, it's slowing down the process of fixing the body. Yep. So we've got to fix the body first. Fix the body and then allow the other stuff such as fat burning and healing to go on. So eat good stuff. Eat vegetables. I know it sounds shite, but eat healthy foods will allow you to recover from a hangover quicker. And drink water. Yeah, drink water. Avoid the stodgy foods. Go for light. Go for fresh. Go for healthy. And it's all right saying I can't do it, but what's the alternative? What is the alternative? If you keep telling yourself you can't do something, you are right. You can't do it. But nobody else is going to do it for you. So until you start telling yourself that you can do it, it's just a case of practicing and keeping going, then you're never, ever going to be able to achieve what it is you want to achieve. Yeah. So it's about, sometimes it's about stop being the 5-year-old, stop being immature about it, stop giving yourself excuses and start acting like a grown-up. Yeah. So which of these do you think will be most useful to you? Is it the borrowing of the calories during the week, or more specifically on the days in and around your forecasted damage day? Yeah. Is it where you'll deposit through that day to make sure you've got enough in the bank later on for when you are going to do your damage? And then after the incident, it's about limiting the amount of damage you do whilst your inhibitions are down. Yeah, so those are really the 3 tactics. So we've talked about the principles: act like a pro. Yeah. Preempt, so forecast forwards, look when the hurdles are going to be, and then deal with the facts, the after action review. Those are the principles, those are the overarching strategies that are going to put you in the right mindset and put you in the best place to succeed. And then once we've got that stuff nailed down, we've got that clear in the head, we get down to the nitty gritty, of the tactics: borrowing the calories, depositing through the day, and limiting the damage that you're going to do to yourself. Yeah, and it's about implementation, guys. Yeah, you've sat here, you're watching this, and knowledge is amazing. Yeah, knowing what to do is great, but you can Google this shit. So the question is, what are you going to do now about this? And what are you going to put into practice? Try it out this weekend to make sure that you stay on track with your goals. Yeah, let me know what it is. Put it in the comments so I can help you best. If there's anything I've not covered that you find is stressful, that you can't implement these strategies and these tactics, if there's anything that we've not covered that you're specifically dealing with, then let me know and I can answer it in the questions. Yep, I'll give you a minute or so to do that. But that's it, guys. that is it. Are there any questions? Have you got any comments? And what are you going to do to take action to move forward? Because remember, information is okay and it's useful, but without action, information is pointless. You might as well not know. Those that know but do nothing may as well not know. So I'll just give it 30 seconds. If there's nothing, if there is nothing, then I wish you a good evening. And I have to go to my mother's because she's just moved into her new flat. And this is the first night she'll be spending there. So I'm going to go over there and spend a little time with my darling mum because she's just down the road and the weather's nice. And it'd be good to have a brew with her. So thanks very much for your attention, guys. Cheers now. Let me know what you learned. Let me know what you're going to take away. And don't forget, if you're watching this on replay, #replay. Starting on the 26th of April, and I'll put a post in, I'm running a free 5-day challenge in the group. I'm going to put the link in the group, and you'll have to submit your email to register. When you register, you'll get access to all the training material that's going to go with the 5 days. Yeah, and that will supplement and complement this kind of training that I'm doing, okay? If you've got any friends, or any mates who you think would make use of the 5-day challenge, great stuff. Get them involved, send them the link, invite them into this group. And if you know any guys who would just like to be in a community of a group like this, where I am throwing away free information that other people charge for, and come on and answer people's questions, motivation, inspiration, then get them involved. Right, guys. Going in 5, 4. Good to right, David. Thank you very much. I'll give you my regards, or your regards, to my good mother. Dean, thank you very much. And Steve, good to get reassurance that I can go out and not destroy the work I've put in. Exactly. If you want to go out, pubs are open, clubs are open. The bottom line is you are going to go out. It's probably easy. It was easy when lockdown was on, and people put weight on probably because they couldn't be asked over lockdown. But now the pubs are open again. Now clubs are open again. It's getting even worse. There's more chance of damage out there. The restaurants are open again. You're gonna want to go out and do shit because it's fresh, it's new again, and this is just a hopefully a timely reminder that you can use your brain power, you can use your intelligence. You're all intelligent guys, and you can go, do you know what? I can have a beer, I can have a pizza, and it's just about how I go about doing it. I can partition my calories off throughout the week. I can give myself a buffer that day by saying, right, do you know what? I'm going to eat loads of volume food, which doesn't take up many calories. And then when I wake up the next day, I'm going to feed myself with that volume food again. So I'm getting a fucking belly full, and I'm not overdoing it with high calorie foods such as bacon with bread, loads of butter, thinking, sod it, I've fucked up, I might as well wait till Monday now. And in between now and Monday, I'm just going to screw it all over. And don't forget, routine your weekend. Have a little bit of a plan. Give yourself a reason to get up in the morning on a weekend. Be committed and accountable to somebody else who's going to kick your ass if you don't turn up for that bike ride or that run. And then do the work exercise-wise over the weekend. And if you are going out that day on a Saturday or a Friday or whatever, train that day. Train that day and your body will use the sugars up. Nice and simple. Right. Exactly. Bit of planning. Planning, preparation prevents piss poor performance. 7 P's. Nice and simple. Yeah, and if a plan goes wrong, so what? It goes wrong. We always used to have a saying that no plan survives first contact with the enemy. So have a plan B. When that goes wrong, maybe have a plan C. Yeah, but at least have an idea of what you're going to do. And then you know whether you can say yes, whether you can say no. And if you do say no, what are the consequences? It isn't rocket science. It probably takes a little bit of practice. It takes a little bit of commitment, and it takes effort. And the honest thing is, if you're not willing to put that stuff in, then don't expect the results. Don't go fucking crying because you haven't got the results when you haven't done the work you were meant to do. If you were looking at somebody else who was in that situation, then you'd just call them a dick. Yep, so don't be the dick, do the work.